Um, Reflecting. It's about reflection. It's about inward reflection. Um, and what this makes me think of, and what I come to when I think about this is, um, I took some of Eckhart Tolle's classes. I took a course with him, and one of the things that kind of stuck with me about being a deep thinker and about how to take, because we have our practice on the mat and we have our meditation at home in the morning or at night, and it's away from public, and it's away from the people we deal with in a day. It's away from our jobs and our lives. So it's great to have this practice. We also could benefit from understanding how to take it into our day-to-day. And one of the things he talks about was like one conscious breath, and taking the time to take one conscious breath. So it's this almost like muscle memory that brings us back to this space of inward awareness, the moment that we're in currently. It's like a Pavlov's dog kind of response, where you ring a bell. There was like that experiment where they rang a bell, and then every time it was food, and so every time food was ready, and then once you rang a bell after that, like eventually over time, a bell represented you getting to eat food. So similarly, a nice conscious, like a one conscious breath can bring you back to that moment of stillness. And it's an example of somebody who was a deep thinker and was someone who could take this into their life day to day, was Einstein. He was not a fast thinking person. He thought very slowly. So one of the things is we can get really quick with our thoughts. And so it's a combination of thinking and then pausing and stopping our thoughts, and then coming back out. So it's like a dipping your toe in and out of that connected consciousness as you go throughout your day, right? So this allows us some time to reflect, to do this. It allows us some time to stop and think about what we just did or what's happening. And so those moments where we just kind of stop and we realize where we are, we come into the moment, it just offers perspective. So something to consider while we're working through our practice today. It can get very overwhelming with putting your hands places and breathing and trying to energetically align. And so seeing if we can open up our space and open up our bodies and kind of lock into these moments where we can just take a nice deep breath in and kind of come back into everything that's happening and just fully experiencing the moment. So we'll start today's class with, of course, sitting and just coming into our breath, maybe closing down your eyes. Let's see if you can, let's work with this for a moment. Let's take our feet and if you're like me, I immediately put one leg on top of another when I sit down. See if you can take your legs and put them both flat on the ground. See if you can just allow your legs to rest. Now, if you find that your knees are up and you're kind of crunched in, I will offer you a solution to this is to sit on a pillow or a block and raise your hips in order to get your knees down, to give you more stability, to make you more comfortable, and to give you proper back alignment. So even just like a block, you can sit, any kind of cushion that'll prop you up will help you with this. You can even take a couch cushion, okay? Or if your knees touch the ground sitting normally, you can go ahead and do that. But you're comfortable where you are? Yeah, okay. So let's take our hands to our knees, place thumb and forefinger together. Take your body and lean forward and lean back, kind of shifting forward and shifting back. Find your center. Tuck your chin in and just find where you're balanced, where your shoulders are sitting over your hips and your head is perfectly balanced on top of your body. Take a nice deep breath in here. Hold on to that breath, and as you're holding on to the breath, start to, again, just moving slightly, aligning your head and your shoulders, holding on to that breath, starting to relax the body, and then exhale, let your hips and legs sink into the ground. At the bottom of your exhale, take another deep, deep breath in through your nose. And at the top of that breath, we're going to stop and hold and see if you can soften your eyes and your jaw like you're underwater and just letting your body float, relaxing, but keep a long spine. And then exhaling and relaxing, sinking deeper into the ground, deeper into awareness, deeper into yourself. Inhaling deeply again. Again, holding at the top, pausing, suspending. Float. Notice how your mind clears as you hold your breath. And exhale through your nose, release. From here, we're going to move into a 3-part breath. So if this is unfamiliar to you, you can take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest, or you can leave your hands on your knees if you'd like. So beginning by exhaling, fully draw your belly button all the way back to your spine. Keep a tall back. Draw it all the way back. Exhale, exhale a little more. And then through your nose, inhale, fill your belly, your chest, and your collarbone with the breath. Pause and exhale, collarbone, chest, belly. Draw that belly button all the way back, long through the spine. Inhaling, belly, chest, collarbone, and exhale, collarbone, chest, and belly. Keep going like this, belly, chest, collarbone, and then exhale, collarbone, chest, and belly. Keep going at your own pace. Focusing on moving from the belly all the way up and then the collarbone all the way down. Work on evening out your breath. So even inhale, even exhale, and just noticing the sensations here. Continuing a few more rounds. Stay with the sensation. Belly, chest, collarbone, and back down. Once you've hit the bottom, let your breath come back to normal, but notice where your breath lands in your body when you just allow your breath to breathe. Noticing if your breath is a little more broad, a little more deep. Do you feel a little bit more spaciousness in your lungs and ribs as you breathe now? And just taking a moment to come back to yourself, maybe blinking your eyes open. Come fully into the moment, maybe looking around at the room around you and the objects without labeling them, just seeing the shapes and colors. While you're looking around, maybe feeling into your body, noticing any sensations without judging, just noticing. Realizing you're fully in this present moment. And this is the spot, right here. Take a nice deep breath in. And out your nose, exhale. Take your hands and place them face down on your knees. We're going to inhale and shrug our shoulders up to our ears. Hold and squeeze. Really squeeze and squeeze, squeeze. And release. One more time, inhale up. And exhale, release. And inhale up. And exhale, release. Take your hands together, interlace your fingers, and then interlace them the other way. Take your palms and turn them away from your body, pressing palms away from your body, stretching through the palm of your hand, and then you're going to inhale your arms up over your head. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. And if you're not sure if your shoulders are in your ears, squeeze your biceps towards your ears and then drop the shoulders down and squeeze the biceps or press them away. Lock your ribs in, tuck your chin in, and press up through those hands. Tuck the chin in, see if you can get your top of your head towards the ceiling and your hands up over your head, straightening through your arms. And exhale, send your arms forward, round through your chest, send your chin in, turn your palms towards your body, release your hands, take your arms out to the side, and make circles going forward. Inhale forward, or exhale forward, inhale back, exhale forward, nice and slow. Seeing if you can even kind of squeeze your shoulder blades together when they come back. Small circles, like the size of a mayonnaise jar. A large mayonnaise jar. Okay, inhale, arms up. Look up, and then notice if you've tipped your chest forward and your lower back in. Can you tuck the belly button in and lock the ribs in? Then interlace your fingers and turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Again, squeeze your arms for biceps towards your ears, and then take them away by dropping your shoulders down but keeping your arms straight. And then you can look in front of you. Tuck that chin in. Big deep breaths, filling up the chest. Really press and open up the palm of the hand, opening up the skin on the palm of the hand. And then take your palms down, round your shoulders forward, scoop your belly in, take your chin in, turn your hands towards your body, release your fingers, and take your arms out to the side and make small mayonnaise jar size circles backwards. If you're getting hungry, thinking about mayonnaise, that's okay. Come back to your breath. Keep your chin in, keep your shoulders up. You got this, and breathe. Exhaling forward, inhaling back. So inhale, open, exhale, forward, yeah? Nice and slow. Draw the shoulders together, controlled circles. Inhale, arms up. And then you're going to drop your shoulders down. So reach your fingertips up to the ceiling and squeeze your elbows or your shoulders up. And then drop your shoulders down, keep your arms straight. And now you're going to clap your hands. And see if you can go faster than me. Feel like a hummingbird. Everything in your body is still, but your hands are going so quickly. Soften through your eyes and your jaw. Soften through your hips and your knees. Go faster with your hands. Continue to breathe. Keep going. You've got this. Your shoulders are maybe burning right now. That's okay. You can do it. Keep going. Go faster. Faster, faster, faster. Soften through the shoulders. Breathe. Pick it up a little bit. Go faster. You're almost there. You're almost at the finish line. Think about how hummingbirds need to live their life. This is 1 minute for you. You can do it. Let's walk a minute in hummingbird wings. And inhale, reach your hands up. And exhale, take your hands down and flick the water off your fingers. Beautiful. Take your hands down to your knees, thumb and forefinger together. Chin comes in. Inhale fully. Hold at the top. Exhale. Beautiful. Now let's take our chin to our chest. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale. Drop your shoulders, then inhale your right ear to your right shoulder. So turn your right ear to your right shoulder, and then take your chin up. I'm talking mean mugging. When you're giving someone the chin, you're mean mugging them. Take that chin up, but don't drop the head back, and then come forward to your chest, and then take your left ear to your left shoulder. Send that chin up again. Send the chin up like Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm. And exhale down. Right ear, right shoulder. And exhale down. Nice and smooth. Don't force anything here. Just stretching gently. And exhale down. Inhale right ear to right shoulder. And exhale down. Inhale, arms up, reach, look up. Hands together at chest, or together, and then bring them down to chest center, pressing palms and fingers together, pressing thumbs against breastbone. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale. And inhale for Om. Keep your hands together and your eyes closed down. Notice the sensation of your breath as it comes in and out. Focusing on the breath. Taking a moment to come back. Slowly release your hands. And we're going to come standing at the top of our mat. Nice and easy. Notice as you get up, the sensations of getting up. Of your feet on the ground, of your body as it lifts towards the sky. We've been sitting and we've come from sleeping this morning, so our bodies are not as familiar with the standing position. We often sit in a day, so just noticing what it feels like to stand. Is there any tightness in your body? Maybe taking a moment and letting the weight come forward in your feet into your toes and then back into your heels. Breathing, stretch your chest forward, tuck your ribs in, just moving your body just slightly, coming into this shape, into this form. From here, let's have a look at our knees. So I'd like you to actually press back through your knees, through the back of your kneecaps, and then look down at your knees and see how they are locked in this position. Your kneecaps are tight. And then you're gonna just unlock your knees. So this would be technically a slightly, like a loose knee. And there is a slight bend to it in a way, right? So you don't want it to be bent forward, but you don't want it to be locked back. So there's a slight bend. Try to maintain that bend in all of our standing poses. You don't want to lock the knee. Now from here, you're going to press your thighs away from each other as if you're trying to press them to the wall beside you. Look down first and make sure your heels are behind your toes and that your feet are hips distance apart. Then press your feet away. Then tuck your tailbone under, ribs in. Send your shoulders back. Press your fingertips towards the ground, palms facing forward. Inhale, nice and deep, draw the chin and the head up towards the ceiling. And exhale, forcefully blow out your mouth. Feel the engagement in your belly and hold on to that. If you need to do that one more time, go ahead, inhale. And exhale. Feel how your ribs tighten. Feel how your belly becomes engaged. Now inhale, take your arms up and keep that engagement, but stretch your arms. Look up, and then exhale, release slightly, take your belly button in and up and forward fold. Inhale, 3/4 lift, look forward, take your head away from your spine, look, send your chin forward, and then exhale, take your belly button up and forward fold. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, belly button up and forward fold. Again, feeling free to bend the knees as deeply as you need in order for your chest to make some contact with your thighs. You don't want your whole upper body independently hanging like a hook. You want to have something to support your upper body here. You can take your hands onto your elbows. Very good, beautiful. And now see if you could shift your weight over your feet evenly. Try not to sink back into your heels. If you go too far forward, you'll just fall onto your head, you'll know. If you've fallen forward, come back up and lean a little bit farther back this time. And then inhale and exhale, come a little deeper in your stretch. Let your head go, let your arms go, maybe nodding yes with your head, swing your arms, loosening up, beautiful. Maybe you want to inhale and straighten, press your knees back slightly, see if you can get a little more length in that leg. And then exhale, bend your knees, deeply release your elbows, and press your feet into the ground, sending your upper body up, arms up into the air, look up towards your hands, ribs are in. Exhale, hands down to your side. Once you've come to the bottom of your exhale, start to inhale and raise your arms up, look up towards your hands, and exhale, hands to prayer, bring your right knee up, inhale, and exhale, you're gonna bend your left knee and send your right leg back behind you and tap it down into the ground and reach your arms up into the sky. Now squeegee that back foot back on the balls of your foot and come through to crescent, so your heel is up and you have a deep bend through that front knee, that left knee, and then come a little lower in your crescent, straighten through that back leg, send that heel long. Yeah, there you go. Reach up through the palms and then tuck the belly in. Remember the blowing out engagement. Work on that and then press to the balls of your foot and send your chest up and forward, keeping your core engaged. So not bending from the lower back, but bending from the chest, reaching through the fingertips. And exhale, bring your hands to prayer and then spring, hop that foot forward, landing with bent knees, hips back in chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, chest forward, chin in. Really feel the muscles in your lower back lighting up here. Sink those hips back a little lower. Keep your knees behind your toes. And then press all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands down by your side. Inhale, arms up, left knee up. Exhale, hands to prayer, bend the right knee, and then hinge at the hips, sending that left leg behind you, and then straighten it behind you. Bend the right knee and send that foot down. Squeegee the toes back to get a little bit longer of a stance here. Make sure you're not putting weight into the right toes. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, take the belly button in and sink down, straightening through that back leg. Keep that right knee nice and bent, come a little more forward. Beautiful. Now, engage the belly, and then you're going to press through the balls of your foot, and you're going to that's going to send your chest forward, and then tip your arms back. So we're using our upper back, and we're using our core muscles to reach back here. Stay soft through your jaw, keep coming forward through that right knee, and see if you can wiggle your right toes. Keep that back leg straight. And then inhale, come forward to prayer hands, leaning forward with your upper body, and then spring that right foot forward, landing in Utkatasana chair pose. Hips are back, pressing out through your glutes, pressing out your legs away from each other. Send your chest forward, chin in, and see if you can come a little lower down. Testing yourself in your chair pose, Utkatasana, like you're about to sit down. But you're not. You're going to stand up, come standing, arms up into the air. And exhale, belly button in and forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, look forward, straighten your back. And exhale, take that belly button in and hinge at the hips. Let your head hang. You can bend your knees. Always in a forward fold, you can bend your knees. Inhale. Take your hands to the mat. Step both feet back, coming into a high plank. Try to make one long line from the top of your head to your heels. Squeeze through your fingertips. Squeeze your palms together like you're trying to squeeze the mat together. One long line, and then you're going to send your elbows back towards your body. Squeeze them in towards your body. Come halfway down, stop. And then inhale, pull your hands back towards your body, sending your chest forward and roll over your toes for up dog. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Send your knees down, press to your hands, and round your hips back towards your heels. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Keep with your breath. And exhale, release. Deep breath in. Stay focused. Inhale, come forward to your hands. Tuck your toes, and then send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Squeeze your forearms together, squeeze your palms together, pressing through knuckle and fingertips, squeezing them into the ground. Tuck your ribs in, and then send your chest towards your thighs. And then inhale your heels up, hips up. And exhale your heels down. Maybe you press back through your thighs. Very good. Soften through your neck. Nod yes. Make sure your neck is loose here. And then tuck your tailbone and roll up your spine, rolling forward to a plank. Round through your shoulders. So press so much through your hands that you're actually rounding through your shoulders here. So we're not sinking. And then you can inhale and then exhale, let your shoulders sink between your forearms, letting them come together behind you, shoulders. And then press into the ground, rounding through the back of the shoulders. Try not to let the shakiness come into your breath, and then exhale. Drop your knees, look forward, and bend your elbows, sending your chest down to the ground. Chin and chest come down to the ground. Keep your hips up nice and high. Deep breath. Stay with your breath in and out your nose. Concentrate. Move through this. You're going to press through your hands and simultaneously lower your hips and come on up to Cobra. Take the belly button in. Come forward through the chest, pull the hands back towards the body, keep the elbows slightly bent or deeply bent if you need. And then press back, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Send that chest towards the ground, squeeze the hands together. Nod, shake your head yes. Inhale your heels up, and then exhale, send them down, press out back through your thighs. Take the belly button up, and at the bottom of your breath, see if you can pull in through the very bottom. It's a root lock. I'll explain it later. Just exhale fully and see if you can hold your belly in. Take the ribs in. Now inhale and step the right foot forward. Drop the left heel and come up, warrior two. Make sure that your right foot is in line with the middle arch of your left foot, and that your left foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Tuck that tailbone under and press the knee towards the right. Look down, see if you can see your toes. Make sure your knee is over your ankle. And now press down to the pinky edge of that back foot and keep the knee in the front leg where it is while you do that. Now slightly reach back to the left arm, straightening out your core so you're not reaching forward. And then you're going to look over your right fingertips, gazing off into the horizon. Drop your shoulders. If you're not sure if your shoulders are dropped, turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Yep, and then turn your palms back down. Come way more forward with that right knee. Yeah, now push your feet into the ground. If it's a lot, you can shorten your stance. There you go. Squeeze your feet into the ground. Inhale, right arm to left, or right knee, right arm to right knee. And then left arm comes up over your head. Keep that knee bent, so you don't want to be back. You want your knee to be over your ankle. That's going to keep your knee safe in the future. Arm comes overhead, one long line from the left foot to the left fingertips. reaching like you're reaching up onto a shelf all the way past your right toes. Reaching over, over. You got it. Come forward with that right knee. You got this. Turn your shoulder up towards the ceiling. Relax your jaw. Inhale, arms up. Come on up, straighten through both legs. Turn your right toes forward. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, take your head away from your tailbone. And exhale, you're going to tip forward at your hips, tipping forward, tipping forward. Have a look at your feet. Make sure that your heels are in line with the side of your mat and not turned in or out. From here, you're going to inhale, take your head away from your tailbone again, and then you're going to press out through your sit bones as you tip forward. You can take your hands down to the ground, inhaling deeply. Squeeze your feet to the ground, squeeze your quadriceps, the front of your thighs, and exhale, let your head hang down deeper. Maybe walk your hands between your legs. And just breathing here, engaging the legs, really engaging the legs. Let them be a strong base. Engage the quadriceps. So draw, like squeeze the front of the thighs, sending the sit bones back and out. Opening up through the back of the hips, through the glutes. Let the lower back open as your head hangs towards the ground. Beautiful. Squeeze your feet into the ground. Inhale, come on up halfway, take your hands to your hips, and exhale, and then inhale, come all the way up. And then send your heels in, sending your knees out. Whoop. Don't fall backwards. That's in order. So from here, you want to have your knees, see if you can get your shins, parallel to the ground, keeping your knees over your ankle, and try not to let your knees tip in. You want to draw your knees back, tuck your tailbone under, and have your shoulders over your hips. You can bring hands to prayer. You can take arms out in front if it's easier to balance. Inhale and exhale, see if you can come a little lower. Keep the weight out of your toes here and maybe sway side to side a little. Testing, yeah, right? And now you're going to take your fingertips to the ground and you're going to walk them over to the right side, straightening your left leg, take your left toes up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to walk your hands over towards the left side, take your right toes up to the ceiling. And we're going to go back and forth like this with the option, as you come side to side, to use less weight in your hands. And eventually, maybe you just use your legs. But just try with taking weight out of your hands. You want to come all the way down, you want to have your chest up, right? And you're coming side to side. Nice and easy, pausing once you hit the side. Nice and easy, slow it down. Yeah, that's why I say use your hands. To put some weight into your hands until you get to a point where it's smooth and easy without them. So get used to the motion. Keep going. Try and keep your hips low. Work on the form here. Keep going. A couple more on each side. To the left, and then we'll come through to center and pause. Come back up to goddess. Press through your feet. Come on up to standing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Turn your left toes forward and bend that knee. Send your left arm to your left knee and take your right arm up over your head. One long line. Right elbow to left, left elbow to left knee. One line from the right toes all the way up. And then see if your shoulder's facing the ground. You're going to turn your shoulder up towards the ceiling. There you go, and then reach that arm over or up, and then eventually over. See if you can take the weight out of this left arm. It's just a spacer. Pull back through your left heel, sorry. And then inhale, you're gonna leave your legs where they are and come up with your upper body. Draw that right hip back. Draw that left knee to the left. Squeeze your shoulder blades slightly together behind you. Beautiful. Wiggle your toes. Take that knee forward a little more. Breathe, you got this. Tailbone under, gazing over fingertips, reach back to that right arm, straighten out your core. Send that knee forward. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up to center, straighten through your legs, and turn your, bend through that left knee, take your hands down to the ground, and then step the left foot back. Come into a downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in here. And as you exhale, let your chest melt. Press your hands together. Take the belly and ribs in. Inhale your heels up, hips up. And exhale, send those heels down, thighs back. Press through your hands. Chest comes towards your thighs. Lock it in here. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, send your hips back to your heels. Take your forehead to the ground. Let it feel supported. Let your forehead feel heavy. Maybe even roll across your forehead. Exhaling, you can sigh. You can take your hands beside you, maybe hold on to your heels, taking your hands alongside your body. Drop those shoulders, let that head get heavy, like a seed. Follow that breath in and follow it out. Stay with the breath, the sensation of the breath. Release your hands if they're behind you, bring them underneath your shoulders and gently press into your hands, coming all the way up onto your knees. Place your hands into your lap. Tuck your belly in, lengthen through your spine, tuck your chin in. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Notice the quality of breath as you sit here. Breathing, feel the breath as you breathe in. And feel the breath maybe on your upper lip as you exhale. And now come onto your hands and just kind of give your feet a little movement here. It was a big stretch to the front of the foot. Now take your toes, tuck them under. And then come back and sit on your toes. Make sure your pinky's under. That guy's slippery sometimes. He likes to find his way out. I did research to see if this does us any good. It does. So sit back on those heels. Let the toes, bottom of the toes get a good stretch here. Bring your arms up into the air. And remember the beginning of class when we clapped our hands. See if you can do that again. Keep the ribs in. Keep the belly in, reach the arms up, go with your hands, keep going. Let that weight sink into your hips and go faster with your hands, keep going, smile. You're doing so many good things for yourself right now. Inhale, slow down, release your hands, take them forward, and untuck your toes, give them a little pop on the ground. Fabulous. Cross your legs, then cross them the other way. Because there's a good chance you always cross them the same way. And then take your body and walk yourself back. See if you can get your hips to come behind you and legs in front. If that doesn't work, scoot your legs on out to the side. Good stuff. Come to the center of the mat. Take your arms out to the side. And you just want to make sure you have a straight back doing this so your chest is lifted, lower belly is engaged. At any point during this, we can take our peace fingers into the crook of the back of our knee to support our body, to keep our chest lifted, and to keep our lower back straight. If at any point we release and we start to sink through our lower back like this, we just come out of the pose because it's no longer useful. And we don't want to hurt ourselves. So inhale, chest up. Arms out to the side if you can, or fingers under knees. And then we're gonna send one shin up to the ceiling, tipping back, balancing on our sit bones, then the other. Staying here and breathing, drawing knees into chest, or straightening through legs. Ooh. One more breath. And bend the knees, send them to the ground. Take your one arm around your knee and then the other arm around your knee and embrace your knees. Embrace the legs. Deep breath in. Into the kidneys, breathing in and let it out, sigh. Inhale, release your legs, release the embrace. Arms out to the side. Chest lifts, belly's in. Hands up to the side or peace fingers to knee. Inhale and take the legs up as you exhale. Balancing on your sit bones. 3 breaths here. Keep your shoulders out of your ears, soft through your eyes and your tongue and your jaw. Breathing here. La-di-da. Taking a moment to reflect. You can do it. And bend the knees, bring them down and embrace them. Breathe in deep all the way to the kidneys, fill up the back. And exhale, sigh. So good. And then you're going to inhale, release the knees, arms out to the side, chest up. Arms to the side or to peace fingers under knees, yeah. Inhale. And exhale, take the legs up one last time. 3 breaths here. Keep the knees together, straighten the legs, maybe. Keep breathing. And bend the knees. And then take your fingers, this is a fun one. We're going to let our knees come apart. Your body's going to come in between. Take your peace fingers and in towards your big toe. And this is a balancing act, but keep your chest up now. Have fun with this. Worst case scenario, you fall back, but you're not going to. So don't even worry about it. Now you're going to walk your feet in and take your feet up off the ground. Keep that chest lifted. Keep the shoulders down. And then you're going to send your legs out in front of you and then out to the side. Keep breathing. If you fall back, just come back up. You got it. You got it. It's a practice. This is a practice. Keep that belly engaged. Smile. And release. Take your feet together. Take the pinkies of the feet together. Take your thumbs to the middle of your feet and open them like a book. Inhale your head away from your tailbone, tuck the belly in. And then exhale, you're gonna hinge at your hips, sending your chest forward and pressing your elbows into your shins. Coming forward here. Keep the chin tucked in, long through the back. Keep breathing, soft through the jaw. Don't drop the head, keep the neck in line with the body. It's not a contest to get your head down. You're working your hips, bring your head up, in line. Yeah. Tuck the chin in, so you're looking down, but your chin is in. Draw your shoulders together behind you, straightening out your back. So maybe come up a little. There you go. And then send your chest forward. Beautiful, exactly. That's much better. Come on up nice and slow. Hello, hips. And then take your hands to your knees and draw your knees together. And then come into the center of the mat and slowly lower down onto your back of your body. Nice and slow. See if you can go vertebrae by vertebrae. See if you can go inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter. And just feel your ground, your back as it comes towards the ground. Try to keep your lower back down if you can. Sometimes it comes up and that's just a natural curve in our back. But if you can press it down, great. Breathe, take one breath. Let it go. Now again, in your natural state, notice if there is a gap between your lower back and the ground. It's a natural curve in your back. And then we're going to imagine there's a marching infiltrate of gummy bears trying to invade through the bridge of your lower back, and you need to squish them, unfortunately. So you're going to inhale, arms out to the side, and exhale, you're going to press your lower back down, stopping the army of gummy bears. Goodbye. Keep them down there. Keep that belly engagement and take your hands to the side. See if you can brush your fingertips towards your heels. Draw your knees together. If you can't touch your heels, maybe walk your feet in a little more. And if they're not touching, that's fine. You just want your heels underneath your knees. This is a rough gauge. Keep those gummy bears down, squish them down. And then inhale and press your hands into the ground, sending your hips up. Press through your heels. Send your hips up. Walk your shoulders underneath your back. And then take your chin up towards the ceiling and then take your chest towards your chin. Keep that belly engaged like you were squishing the bears. Maybe your hands clasp behind you, underneath your body, and then you press down through your forearms. Try not to squeeze through your glutes. Use your belly, press through your heels, send your hips up, and see if you can release your glutes and let them hang like ripe mangoes. And you're going to release your hands if they're interlaced behind you and slowly lower back down. Once you get to the bottom, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, recommit to that lower back on the ground. Again, if it doesn't touch, that's fine. We all have different bodies, and sometimes we just don't have backs that can touch to the ground, and that's perfectly perfect. It's just the direction we're going. Inhale. Exhale, press through your heels, send your hips up, let your glutes be loose. Sending hips up, walk shoulders underneath your body, interlace fingers if they can. Otherwise, you're going to press your palms down into the ground. If your fingers interlace, you're going to press your forearms down, engage your belly, press through your heels, send your hips up a little higher. Send your chin up, and then your chest is going to chase your chin. So you're stretching and opening through the chest here. Draw your forearms together, press down through your arms, through your forearms into the ground. Press your heels, release your glutes. No one said bridges have an easy job. Keep breathing. And release all the way down. Do not take your knees into your belly. Keep them straight and talk them side to side. Now, we're going to take our arms up to the side, bring our shins towards the ceiling and flex our feet. Inhale. And exhale, press your lower back down and take your knees over to the right side. Keep the left shoulder heavy. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, look to the left, maybe pressing slightly through the right arm to keep that left shoulder heavy. Take another deep breath in, all the way into the left hip. Deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, allow your body to release. So we've taken a shape. By moving our body, we're in a shape. And now we're just going to let gravity and our breath do the work. We've done everything we need to do. Just stay in the shape. Keep your shoulder down and then let the breath do the work. Maybe even enjoy how this feels. Preferably enjoy. Sinking into it. Stay with your breath here. Stay in the moment. Practicing staying present so that when we need throughout our day, we can come back to this breath we know. An inhale through the nose and an exhale slowly through the nose. Our cue to come back to the moment. Inhale, knees up to center. And exhale them down to the left side. Keep that right shoulder heavy. Inhale deep, all the way into the right hip. Big, big, deep breath in. Exhale, look to the right. Drop that right shoulder nice and heavy. It's okay if your knees come apart. And now we let gravity do the work. Staying in our pose here. Be present and just follow your breath. Your only job is to pay attention to your breath. You don't even need to breathe it. It will breathe itself. Just keep it in and out through the nose. Be present to all the sensations. Be present to the moment. Coming into full awareness. And then inhale, knees up to center. Now bring them into your chest and rock across your lower back. And then come to center and send your heels up towards the ceiling. Straighten your legs. If this is not possible, you can take your hands underneath your hips to keep your legs straight. But you do want your ankles to be over your hips, as you want the pressure of your legs to be heavy in your sacrum. So the bone at the top of your, just above your very lower back. And just where your hip bones are, just letting the weight settle here. You can have bent knees. Try to straighten your leg if you can. Breathing, just let the feet and let the legs be heavy. This is our inversion for the day. Allow the back to release and get heavy on the ground. And now you're going to bend your knees, take them to the ground. And then you're going to take your left ankle and turn it so that it's on top of your, or on the right thigh. So coming into a figure 4 position. Press your left knee away from your body and then lift your right leg up and either take a hold of your thigh or draw it in a little farther and take a hold of your shin. Trying to get our shins parallel to our chest here. So try to press your knee away and turn the ankle in to get a straight line, and then draw that ankle and that shin in towards the body. Let the shoulders, neck, and tailbone get heavy and long in the ground. Beautiful. And keep the left foot flexed. Stay with your breath. Let any thoughts just come and go. Follow the breath. Practicing coming back to the moment. Release your legs. Let your feet come to the ground. Release your left leg. And then take your right leg over to your left knee. Keep that foot flexed. And immediately we just want to press our right knee away from our body just by pressing it away. Just draw it away from our body. And then you're going to take your hands, thread it through your legs, take a hold of your left thigh, or maybe your shin, but not your knee. Inhale. And exhale, press that knee away, draw the ankle in and flatten through the back, releasing through the back, releasing through the hips. Keep that right foot flexed. Follow your breath. Stay in the moment. Stay here. No time traveling. Release that left leg. Bring both knees up into your chest. Rock across your lower back. And you're going to take your knees in. Hug them, bring your head and chest up off the ground, give them a good squeeze. And exhale, opening up Send your legs out nice and long, arms out to the side. Maybe you press your head into the ground slightly, allowing your shoulders just to slide underneath your body. Palms face the ceiling, out on a 45-degree angle, feet are about as wide as your mat, falling open. Inhale nice and big, fill your whole body with air, like a giant water balloon. Inhale, and as you exhale, let all the skin and muscle drop and get heavy, hanging over your bones. Another deep breath in. One more time at the very top, hold and exhale, releasing everything heavy. Let your neck and jaw soften. Your ears, the space behind your ears, your cheeks, your tongue, soften between your eyebrows, eyelids, and let your eyeballs become soft like yolks. Just allow your breath to breathe and observe it without changing it here. Start to deepen your breath. Follow it in, follow it out. Come back to the moment. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe roll your wrists, maybe roll your ankles. And then inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Reach long through your feet. And exhale, bend your knees and roll over all the way over to your side. Make a pillow with your arm maybe. Bend your knees. Stay here for a breath. And then slowly you're going to press your hands into the ground, keeping your eyes closed down, coming on up to seated. Nice and easy. Try to keep your legs on the ground without crossing a foot over a thigh. Try not to cross your legs here. Just flat on the ground if you can. Maybe you prop yourself up to come seated. Take an inhale and lengthen through your spine. Take your head up towards the ceiling, and exhale. Let your hips settle into the ground, nice and heavy. Legs heavy. Start to feel into the body. Keep the eyes closed down. Notice the breath. Notice any visions behind your eyes flickering. Noticing the sensation in your body. Be present with this moment, whatever is happening. Now bring your hands together at chest center. Palms come together. Slowly blink your eyes open, gently, gently. Inhale, nice and deep. And exhale, drop your shoulders. And inhale for Om. Om.